I want to go to the next slide is like, now that that's happened, Art, how is it, when I say, how is it affecting you? How is it affecting the average person out there thinking, hey, I'm going to buy a house or I'm going to refinance my loan? How is it, give us a kind of a broad overview of how is that affecting them and what to look forward to?
Yeah, a couple things. I think, on the refi side, I think the reaction to the Fed announcement and the reduction in the Fed funds rate and how that didn't help mortgage rates any further as expected, at least in terms of on the first mortgage side, I think and I'm seeing initial signs now that I think it's going to help some of these refi borrowers who were timing the market, which I think we covered recently, was a behavior I hadn't seen in recent times. Most folks, if you could present to them, hey, you can save $200, $300, $400 a month, they just jumped at it. But they weren't thinking long term, like, all right, okay, that's great, but I want 500 or 600 before I sign my name on the dotted line. Well, I think now with this plateau, and of course, by the way, contrary to what the media keeps saying, and I just read another news article this morning about rates are way down. It's now at 6.15. Sorry, folks, look at our rate grid. We're in the fives. So I think this plateau in rates after the big Fed announcement, all that anticipation is getting some people off the fence now, going, okay, I took a bet. I was wrong. Rates got a little worse, not better, but not so much worse that it's not viable to do the refi. I better go ahead and do it now. I learned my lesson. So we're starting to see some of that. And then on the purchase side, I think same thing. I think what I think we're going to start seeing, and I've seen a little bit of evidence of this, those on the fence about buying, thinking rates were still too high, they wanted to wait for lower. Now that they're seeing the stabilization that has occurred and this little bit of an upgrade, we're starting to see a little bit more activity. I'm doing more pre-quals for purchases. I'm hearing from agents that they're very positive about, as we go into the fall period, that they're expecting more activity. By the way, folks, there's more inventory on the market. It's not totally back to normal yet, but inventory has gotten better, certainly in my direct market in Coachella Valley, but I think other parts of California, because we do loans all over the state, you're starting to see more inventory. Now, has that caused home prices to drop? No, but home prices are plateauing as well, softening in a few isolated markets. I think given all that, rates have plateaued at a nice level. Inventory is greater now. You have more options to negotiate a deal in terms of concessions, or our favorite, as you know, Jeff, temporary buy downs, which, by the way, folks, with these rates that we have, if you can negotiate a 3-2-1 buy down in purchasing a home and you need an FHA loan, which is probably my favorite loan product, I mean, you can get a first year rate at, 2 and a quarter. Wow. 2 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter with a note rate of 5 and a quarter, or a conventional loan, 3-2-1 buy down, you're going to have a first year rate at 2 7/8. I mean, if you're a home buyer, now granted, it's not there for 30 years, but you've got that 3-year window to enjoy a very low rate, a much better payment schedule for the first 3 years that gets you into the home. So you're marrying the home, as we say, you're dating that interest rate, and you've got that 3-year window that once rates really start falling even more, hopefully after the inflation numbers get even more under control and so forth, then you've got the best of both worlds. Then you can refinance into a lower note rate. So I don't know. I all of these conditions combined, and I know it's kind of a stereotype. Now's the best time to buy. Since the last couple of years, we really are in a period where this is a tremendous opportunity to get off the fence and get out there, kick the tires. We can help you in terms of negotiating some financial terms with these buy downs and so forth. Get with an agent. Get out there and take advantage of what's there, because this really, truly is a very good time to look to buy a house.